At this time, we are not aware of anyone else being involved in the planning of this attack, but the investigation continues. It appears that Artan may have at least been inspired by Anwar al-Awlaki and the Islamic State in the Levant, and we will continue to pursue this as part of this investigation.
All right, that was an FBI official earlier today giving an update into the investigation of Monday's Ohio State University attack. Now, President-elect Trump is also reacting. He was tweeting, quote, ISIS is taking credit for the terrible stabbing attack at Ohio State University by a Somali refugee who should not have been in our country. So how did this radical Islamist fly under the radar when he was reportedly posting extremist messages on social media? Here now with reaction, the author of Defeating Jihad, Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Dr. Gorka, almost without exception, we find out after the attack, they've telegraphed it. They posted on social media their radical leanings. Why have we not started some system of monitoring these radicals and getting to them before they attack?
Sean, really? Are you wanting to undermine the civil rights of terrorists? Because that's what the Obama administration says. That's how an immigrant comes to San Bernardino who has been studying at a theological madrasa in South Asia, and the State Department, who is looking at her fiancé visa application, isn't allowed to look at her Facebook page. It's insanity. It's just absolute insanity. That's the Obama counterterrorism policy today.
They're telegraphing what they're going to do, and we find out always after something happens. Here's the next question. How many of these people that have been responsible for attacks have been to either Saudi Arabia or, in this case, have been to Pakistan, also Somalia? Congressman P. King had pointed out that a lot of those that have been radicalized are coming from Somalia. Is there something that we're missing here? And again, are we putting American lives at risk? Are we gambling with people's lives?
There's, I think it was reported yesterday on Breitbart.com, they've done the statistics, the analysis in the last 15 years of all the people who have been convicted of terrorism in America in 15 years. More than half of them were immigrants or people who are not born in the United States. This is why Donald Trump won the election in part, because he's reapplying common sense to national security. If you can't secure your border, you will have threats to the citizenry of the United States. If you're not allowed to look at what people are posting on the internet that is pro-Sharia law, pro-jihadi ideology, you will miss these people before they read in Dabik, in Inspire, how to kill their fellow Americans. January 20th will be when common sense re-enters the United States government, Sean.
You know, it seems to me that this is pretty simple. If you come from a country where you have a culture in which you have been brought up in that lends itself to values that contradict our constitutional values, isn't that enough to say that maybe we shouldn't risk bringing you into this country? In other words, if you grew up in a country that says you as a man tell women if they can drive, how they dress, whether they can go to work or school, or under a culture that kills gays and lesbians, persecutes Christians and Jews, well, why can we just say, that's too big a risk? That's a gamble we're not worth taking. Is that bigotry? Is that discriminatory?
Sean, you're such a hater. You really are such a hater. No, I mean, seriously.
I've been called worse. I've been called a lot worse.
Seriously. This happens because the ideology of the administration is based on multiculturalism. All cultures are equal, and they really mean they're all better than American culture. As a result, you're not allowed to make value judgments. The idea that female genital mutilation is wrong, well, you're just a bigot if you say that. The idea that a woman has to be covered and walk 20 paces behind me, you're just somebody who's Islamophobic. It's nonsense.
All right, Dr. Gorka, good to see you.